Okay, I get it. You've just been promoted to a management position and you have no clue how to get started. Let's talk about a couple of basic things. Number one, you want to dive right in and start getting to know your people. This is very simple. This can be accomplished early on by spending 5-10 minutes at a time with them. But then as time goes on, all you need to do is check in with them on a daily basis. The people who you work with have talents, they have weaknesses, they have things that they're going to do well, they have things that you need to train them in. To understand the dynamics of that, you're going to have to get to know each of your people. This can be challenging for some people, but let me encourage you, this is one of those things. It will be super easy, but what that does is it establishes a baseline for you to be able to compare to each and every day. Some days they're going to tell you they're great, everything's fine, life is fantastic. Other days they're going to start talking about a problem. Most of them are only going to need a very basic amount of interaction in order to feel taken care of. 2-3 minutes in the morning and you're good. For those who are going to need a little bit more, usually that's going to come up from time to time. Usually that's going to be related to something going on in their life. We don't need, as managers, to manage our people's personal lives, but their personal lives are going to impact the things that they do at work. That's the piece that you need to be out in front of. Some of these things are going to be clear indicators of things that are coming up. Somebody tells you, hey, my wife just found out that we're pregnant. That's great. What does that tell you? Well, that tells you there's going to come a point when at the very least, your employee's probably going to be out for a couple of days when the baby's born. There's probably going to be some absences before then for doctor's appointments if they're going to go with their wife. But it's always going to vary. You know the sorts of things we're talking about. Starting a family, needing to take time off because of a kid's soccer game or baseball game, child's in trouble at school and they need to get some time to go talk to their teacher, their mother needs help taking them to a doctor's appointment or something along those lines. These sorts of things will come up. But building that initial relationship is how you start building those lines of communication. The second piece of this is you want to be honest. You want to establish trust. If you can't be honest with them, how can you expect them to be honest with you? This can be challenging sometimes, and there are definitely times when as a manager, you need to decide not to talk about certain things, but there are a lot of areas in our business life where there are mistakes that have been made, can be made, and so acknowledging some of those helps to humanize yourself to your employees, and that's going to make it easier when they make mistakes for them to bring it to you. And that's going to be the last piece of this that I'm going to talk about today. And that is when somebody brings something to you, you're going to have to decide how important it is for you to come down hard on them. My recommendation in most situations is have a thick enough skin that you can deal with the issue and not go ranting and raving at that employee. Doing that is going to get you credit as an understanding boss, and that's going to help open the door even wider to them coming to you with a problem. The reason for all of these is ultimately you want to build an environment where your team is just that, a team. No one of you can be successful by yourself. You definitely can't as the manager because there's now 10 people or however many people you have reporting to you worth of work that needs to get done. You might be able to fill in for one or two of them, but you're going to quickly run yourself ragged if you try to do it for everybody. So the key is you have to build a team where you get to understand what they need and what is going on in their lives so that you can help coordinate it. And in the process, you also show them that you're going to take care of them and their needs. This is Dominic for Beard HR, signing off.